DJs BrewTube beer review. Tonight we're going to review yet another beer from Lagunitas Brewing Company out of Petaluma, California and Chicago, Illinois, US of A. Yay, yay. And what beer is that we have there? Cherry Jane. This is an American wild ale or sour beer. It's a limited serving and clocks in at 5.5% ABV and 9 IBUs. Now you heard me call it Cherry Jane. That's because they use what they're calling Turkish Delight cherry juice in this, and they also, because it's a sour beer, they're using Brettanomyces and lactobacillus, and they do mention that they use wheat malt in this. Now, I know all this because my friends now at Lagunitas Brewing Company that I've reviewed so many beers from over the years have been kind enough to supply me with this beer to review for you today. So, with enough flapping my gums, we're done all that because I'm ready to drink some beer. It's been a really, really long week. It's time to pop the top on this bad boy, get it in the drinking jar, and tell you what's up with Cherry Jane. Hell yes. Boom, gigantic hiss off the top. Tons of cannon smoke rise to the occasion. And of course we have our lovely red, obsessively collectible Lagunitas crown. Let's get it in the jar. Yeah. Look at that. Lovely, definitely cherry color with a sort of pinkish head. Hey, you know what? When you put that kind of cherry juice in there, that's what it does to a beer. So, let's talk about the appearance. Well, we got a gigantor head. We'll let that die down a little bit while we're talking. But the beer itself is a lovely, lovely, super clear ruby red color. And the head has died down now from 4 fingers to 3 fingers of super tightly packed, bubbled, kind of pink head. When I swirl it, yeah, we're going to get some jar lacing here. I don't see any alcohol legs. I don't expect that with this, ABV of brew, but take a look at that, guys. That's a lovely, lovely, I guess, cherry or garnet color in the glass, but you know what? It's got to smell good, too. So let's see what's up with the aroma! Lots of sweet, dark cherry. After that, getting a little touch of funk in the background, that sour tart aroma. Not too barnyardy or anything. Lots of nice honeysuckle-like sweetness, a little bit of like caramel going on, kind of, ish. That kind of like just between like honey and caramel sort of aroma. Some light floral notes in the background, like of cherry blossom, I suppose. Not a whole lot of layers of flavor because the cherry is very dominant. And then after that, the sweetness. Not a hint of alcohol in the aroma. This smells delicious. I got my workout on. I did my duty this week. Let's dive in. Thanks a million, Lagunitas. You rock. Cheers! Yum. Nice real fruit flavor to it. Dark cherry for sure. It's not a super sour beer. I call this more of a tart beer. It's not big and funky and just like wrecking your palate with like balsamic vinegar or flavors or anything like that. This is more of a tart beer. The Brett's in there for sure, and the lacto, you can taste it, but it's balancing out the sweetness I think that's inherent to the cherry, but it's got a nice, real dark, almost like Montmorency type cherry, like dark cherry juice kind of taste. I just made a wine out of that kind of cherry juice, and it has a lot of those flavors that I remember in that wine. Dry finish. Super smooth. The 5.5% completely hidden. You can't even tell it's there. Easy drinking beer. Nice summer crusher. This fairly cold, I think, out on a, not super freezing. Probably like 48-ish, somewhere in that range. Out on a hot summer day would be a really nice crusher. Not a mind blower. Not like a whole lot of flavors, like, endless depth of flavor you can dig through. But it's a competent beer. This says, I taste like cherry because they're calling it Cherry Jane. And I'm a little sour. It's really more tart than sour. And it accomplishes that. Let me taste it here again. Well, then we'll like grate and stuff. I think as fruit beers go, really well done. Sour beers, it's not big puckeringly sour, but this is a good beer for folks that maybe don't want that big sour attack. It's got enough of the sour beer traits to make it like almost like a sweet tart kind of taste to it. It almost tastes like a tart cherry Jolly Rancher in some ways, if you want to compare it to a candy or a flavor you may have had. I know some like hardcore beer geeks don't like, comparing beer to candy, but you know what? For me, I don't eat dessert, and I don't really eat candy. This is my liquid candy. This is my dessert. It's as close as dessert as I ever really get to, because that ain't my thing. Beer and booze is my thing. Well, anyway, you already know that. You come to watch DJs BrewTube. Anywho, let's grade it. Time for recording, Beer Advocate is giving Cherry Jane 3.96 out of 5. So I'd say that's probably definitely in their high A minus, verging on A range. And Untappd is giving this 3.79 out of 5, which is probably high B plus to A minus range on there. I'm going to go A minus myself. I'm going to go 91. I could use maybe a little more, I don't know, a little more complexity to it. It's not a knock on the beer. It's just something that maybe I'm looking for, because when I drink sours, I'm into more abrasively sour beers. This is more of a tart beer, but very crushable, and I don't think it's as palate fatiguing as a full-on sour would be. So it's got some good characteristics. I'm going to go 92 A minus on this. Really well-made beer. I drink it again, and I'm grateful that Lagunitas sent it to me. There you go. So, have you had Lagunitas Brewing Company's Cherry Jane? If you have, let me know what you know, because I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth. I also really like it when you do me a big favor and think locally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. As you can see, I'm getting it done. Are you doing your part? I hope so. Also, if you could do me a big favor and rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time with us, and if you get around to it, maybe consider pushing those metrics of DJs BrewTube up by doing what? That's right, smashing that like button, because that, along with one Cherry Jane, it's all the hell I'm going to need tonight after the week I've had to put my big-ass beer-drinking happy face on. So next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing but a bunch of Lagunitas Cherry Jane drinking love for you, and you know what's coming for you by now. Hell yes, that's right, a big-ass peace out!